Welcome back to the Film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And we have a film review today, guys. Please, before we talk about that, the channel's now monetized, so if you can watch any of the ads or follow any of the links, it'll sort of help me out and get me a little bit of few pennies and it is a few pennies going forward for the channel. So if you can do that, if there's anything that interests you, of course, the skip button's there, so don't worry about that. You can always press that. Please, if you do enjoy, please give us that thumbs up. That'd be great, and press that notification button. So, you know, these vlogs are coming out, film reviews, TV drama reviews, information vlogs, and of course, it helps my little sister channel as well about my own football team, Manchester City. So, hope you enjoy it anyway, guys. What we're going to do today, we're going to have a look at a film called My Son. Yeah, I watched this on Amazon Prime. It is now streamed. It's been around for a little while, but I got around to watching it. It's a 15 certificate. 95 minutes, classed as a mystery thriller crime drama, a bit of everything, quite violent as well, guys. I mean, for a 15, it's sort of close, but it's certainly not an 18, but it is close to the bone for a 15. Directed by Christian Carrion, an English layer. It's a remake of a 2017 French film, which didn't score particularly well on Internet Movie Database, Mon Garçon. It's a remake of that, obviously, into the English language. We've got in this one, we've got James McEVOY. He stars as the main protagonist, Edmund Murray. Claire Foy as Joan Richmond. Gary Lewis as Inspector Roy. Tom Cullen as Frank. Jamie Mitchie as Hunter. Robert Jack as Alan. And Owen Whitelaw as Fergus. I watched this, as I said, on the 21st of January 2022. So all the scores and comments around about that time. I think it was also shown on Peacock and Roku streaming channels. So check your channels wherever you are, anyway, if you've not seen this. And what's it about? Well, it's driving. He's driving along in the heart of the Highlands. This Edmund Murray character, played by McEVOY, and receives a call from his ex-wife, who's in tears. Well, been there before, haven't we, guys? Their 7-year-old son went missing. Not been there though, have we? Their 7-year-olds, my apologies if you have, but obviously most of us don't have that horror, do we? Their 7-year-old son went missing from a campsite. Soon it becomes clear that the child was kidnapped, and the parents give way to despair. Interesting fact, yeah, as with Guillaume Canet in the original film Mon Garçon in 2017, James McEVOY was actually not given a script for this. There's no script. All the other actors they were working to a set script, so you had to sort of improvise with what was happening on screen, which is could work, might not work. I mean, James McEVOY's a good actor, so he sort of coped pretty well with it. But all the other actors knew the script and the story. So McEVOY's reactions as things unfolded it was, as you'd expect, trying to play the role as a real father whose son's gone missing. And this was done to capture the authentic shock and surprise a parent would experience when dealing with such a traumatic event, of course. So that's an interesting little fact on it anyways, which was done for the original. They did it with this with James McEVOY. What about the scores? Yeah, not fantastic. Rotten Tomatoes, just 5.7 out of 10. Which isn't great, just below the watchable score. That's three fresh and 3 rotten, so pretty down the middle. Rotten was Deirdre Malumbi. She said, for all its solid ingredients, the final film with My Son is let down by a wandering script. Well, probably because a lot of it was sort of wasn't scripted. That was probably the problem, and most of it was the antagonist who didn't have a script to work to. You end up with this jumbled up mess of a movie that goes from harrowing, sincere drama to over-the-top revenge thriller. It just doesn't sit right. I do understand what Deirdre's getting at there. But Roger Moore is fresh. We go to Roger Moore a few times. It's not Taken. It isn't. Well, that's one of the chief appeals in McEVOY's character and his performance of him. He ensures we don't necessarily know what's coming because he's damn good at making us think he doesn't know either. He doesn't. Roger, you've not read the fact, have you, mate? He didn't know what was coming. So there you go. Audience 3 out of 5. 6 out of 10. Yeah, okay. So there you go. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public itself, again, sat right on the fence here, guys. 6 out of 10, so a watchable score for this film. As I say, I'll always give a little bit of extra credit to streaming films that I've already paid a subscription to, and this is one of those, of course. Of that Internet Movie Database, 4,050 scored it between 6 and 9 out of 10. I've ignored the 10 out of 10s and 1 out of 10s, of course. And 1,751 scored it between 2 and 5. So a fair chunk, but still a 72% positivity. So that's okay. As far as me, I said I knew nothing about this before watching, and I did put down here what a mixed bag it was, and I think that probably with that critique early on, wasn't it? I wasn't really invested in many of the characters or any of the characters, and even McEVOY's. I think the dad's anger management problems played extremely well, of course, by McEVOY. Certainly didn't make me want to cheer for him too much, even though I should do. He's a dad looking for his son, of course. As I say, I should have wanted to, but there's something in it made me not quite go the full hog of getting fully behind him. Although, as I say, I was behind him, but obviously not perhaps to the extent that he did it. You know, I was shouting, "Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that?" That's one of these films where you think, why is an adult doing this, and why has he not done this? But that's what it's about, isn't it? Let's face it, if your child is missing, you do anything. Let's be honest about it. But as the violence worked in the film, like a film like Taken, which you accepted that violence from the character you've got, it didn't really work in this one for me. You of course wanted him to get his boy, but it just felt all a little bit uncomfortable. You'll know if you watch it, you'll know what sort of getting at, but that just might be me. I say I'd do anything if any of my children were in this course. I would, but there's certain constraints, and let's face it, this guy had problems himself. So yeah, it was sort of linking in with the fact that he wasn't a perfect human being, and he had frailties and he had anger issues, and obviously with something like this, it was going to bring it right out, wasn't it? Let's be honest about it. I thought it was a little bit disjointed. An okay watch, just too many things going on too quickly. Some said it could have been made into like a mini series. Yeah, I don't disagree with that actually. It all seems a bit rushed for the timescale that it was put into, and it sort of brushed over things without us finding out too much about it. It certainly could have been a 3 or 4 episode mini series on one of the on ITV or even BBC, God forbid. But it could have been one of them. But as a parent, you'd want things to move fast, but it didn't quite work. It didn't quite feel right for this film. And as I said, no script for McEVOY, so he had to react. Perhaps he was a bit over the top as well. And again, if he's told to play this sort of character, then probably spot on, to be honest with you. So he can probably be forgiven for being a little bit manic and over the top, because that's the role he was playing. As I said, the original didn't score that well. That only got 5.8 out of 10, the French version. So this is getting 6 out of 10. It's early doors. It may change, but that's not bad, is it? So it's a little better than the original. But yeah, I'm not going to give it a 6 out of 10. I am going to give it a watchable score. I mean, for me, 5.5 is my sit on the fence score, where I'm not overly convinced. My good lady watched this, and she likes a good revenge thriller. My good lady, my fiance, but she didn't quite like this. So that sort of says a lot to me, because as I say, I do know her tastes and other people's tastes. So I'm going to give it 5.5 out of 10, not the 6 out of 10 watchable, but not a total disaster. And as I said, for a fact, it was cost me now because I pay my subscription anyway. It was interesting to see. As I say, it's not Taken. No, it certainly isn't Taken, but interesting, but all a bit. Not quite up there, but it's okay. It was okay. It was an okay watch. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, about this film with Mr. McEVOY, who said plays a good role. My son. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. Make sure no one goes missing, or we have to get violent to get them back. Until we meet again, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.